Hi, and welcome to a quick review of the glorious GMMK wired mechanical keyboard. I wasn't on the lookout for a wired mechanical keyboard, but was lucky enough to come across an offer I couldn't refuse, so snagged it. The last mechanical keyboard I used was the SteelSeries Apex M800 nearly 10 years ago. That was actually quite an incredible keyboard with keys that had a smooth buttery travel that seemed to magically float down while you typed. The only problem I ever had with it was that some keys would not respond after a year or so, which being a mechanical keyboard I thought would never happen. Regardless of that little snafu, I was eager to try another mechanical keyboard to get that uber typing response and feels. The keyboard came in a fairly oversized cardboard box. Inside this is the gloriously shiny packaging. The graphics are bold and minimal, with iridescent embellishments of the keyboard layout and the brand and product name. This is a pre-built silver edition full-size keyboard with 104 keys in the US layout. You can customize your keyboard on the website when you order. However, the white option only comes in the pre-built variety. On the back of the packaging is the highlight of the glorious devices, which is the modularity that is offered, and that is not just the keys but the entire switch that can be replaced on this device. The pre-built comes with the Gatoron brown switches with N key rollover and a 6-foot braided non-removable USB 2.0 cord. One thing to note is that the software support is limited to Windows devices only. The inside of the box is a delightfully bright shade of orange with the brand and unique selling point emblazoned on the back of the rim. Right underneath the molded plastic shield is the keyboard wrapped in a foam polyurethane wrapping. Also included is an all-black calling card with the variant of the logo, logotype, and a tagline on the front. And on the back is the company credo to offer premium quality, affordable gaming hardware, and social media tags. This opens up to showcase the link for getting started, downloads, etc. A sachet of silica gel, and glorious Ascend sticker. The cardboard innard can be lifted up, which reveals two replacement keys to switch out the Ascend and Windows keys on the keyboard. Also included are rubber replacement pads for the bottom and the switch puller tool. The keyboard is full-sized with the bare-bone chassis and brushed metal upper and beveled glossy edges. The profile has a slight rise towards the back with the key switches clearly visible. The base is molded plastic featuring a URL that redirects to the glorious gaming website. There are textured rubber feet to ensure that the keyboard doesn't shift whilst in use. At the top are recessed guide channels which can be used to set the cables to either side or the middle. Also set within the base is the keycap puller, which is quite hard to get out. Finally, there's two foldable feet to raise up the keyboard higher if needed. It offers a slightly more raised profile than the built-in rise in the base, which I found improves the typing experience. My last few keyboards have had quite low keys, which require very low activation. So the higher keys and the activation required for this felt slightly off with what felt like having to substantially raise my finger before being able to hit another key. However, after a short while of having used it, typing is quite fluid and feels amazing. It's not quite as smooth and buttery as my SteelSeries Apex M800 was, but I can see myself using this quite a lot for my projects. I know having fancy tools doesn't make the product better. However, having the right tools that feel right, work more efficiently, and encourage you to work are quite important indeed. Here is the typing sound to give you an idea of what it's like. Like I mentioned earlier, the switch puller is quite tricky to remove from the bottom of the base. It took a lot of struggle to get out, and not sure if this is something that needed some sort of tool to get out or just sheer persistence and brute force. Once that's done, the keycap puller is fairly easy to use, even for someone who's never done this before like myself. Now for the switch puller, the orientation does matter, as I found out soon enough. Unlike for the keycaps, which can work as long as the width of the puller matches the keycap orientation. This build comes with the Gatoron Brown, which is a tactile switch geared towards midway office/gaming crowd. This offers an actuation force of 50 grams with a variance of plus or minus 15. There are two contact pins at the base of the switch for easy swapping. Just line up the pins with the receptacle in the base and simply push back into the keyboard. And the keycap can be simply pushed back on top as well. I'm not one for fancy flashing light, but it bears mentioning as this is a gaming keyboard. The lights are on by default and provides a generic wave type effect. The associated software is required to be able to control it, however. This can be downloaded by following the link provided on the product card that was included in the packaging. Navigation is straightforward and you can quickly find the quick start guide which leads to the software download. Following a quick install and setup, you can choose one of the built-in lighting modes, the brightness and speed as well as the USB polling rate. Now, like I've just said, I'm not a big fan of flashing lights. However, this does allow setting up your own custom lighting, which is always on, and I'm quite fond of a light blue aura with the contrast of another color or two. One thing to note though, the software prompts for user permission every single time you boot up the computer, which is annoying as it gets in the way when you're trying to get started on something. Now, when it comes to choosing a keyboard, there are many factors involved apart from the type and features available. Would I use this? Yes. And I would recommend it if you're looking for a high quality standalone keyboard. That's a great way to break into mechanical keyboards, especially considering the hot swappable nature of the switches. The only drawbacks being that the software is Windows only and incessantly prompts for user permission on startup. Although I would lean towards mechanical keyboards, at the moment my requirements mean I would need something that's wireless and can potentially share a USB dongle as well as switch between 2 to 3 devices instantly. So the wired nature of this keyboard is a deal breaker for me. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked this and found it useful, please hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to my channel to help me grow. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.